Did you used to fight them? Yeah, obviously. Did you used to beat them up? Yes, of course I did. But I had no idea about what actually happened. I was a basketball player. Anybody in here play basketball? I figured there'd be some ballers in the room. So I was a basketball player in high school, and my team lost in the playoffs. I was so bummed out. I was looking forward to going further with this team. And I'm like, all right, well, a friend of mine had told me about this boxing class that was going on at the boxing club a few miles away. And I'm like, you know what, maybe I'll just go there. It's a bad day today. We lost in the playoffs, but let me get some of this frustration out in this boxing club. Maybe use boxing for cross training. You know, everybody told me that boxers were in really good shape, so I'm thinking like, yeah, maybe I'll get a six-pack or something. That's really why I want to start boxing, not gonna lie. I've never had one before, just get that straight. But that's why I want to start boxing. Like, okay, I'll use it for cross training. I showed up at this gym, and I met this coach by the name of Brad Jeffries, and he was showing me some stuff. And I caught him quick, and I really enjoyed it. And he's like, all right, now we're gonna go hit this bay. And he's like, oh, okay, you can hit pretty good. And you're an athlete, right? I'm like, oh, yeah, I play some sports. He's like, okay, this is cool. So he wanted me to keep on coming. And before I left the gym that day, Brad took me aside and he said, you know what, Mary? If you come every single day and we work together for a year, I'm gonna make you Canadian champion. And for somebody who just lost a high school playoff basketball game, I was like, Canadian champion? Are you kidding me? 1 year? Canadian? Good deal. I didn't realize he was just saying that. Like, how does he know, right? I have no idea. This is one day that I'm in the gym and he says this, but I believed him. I'm like, okay. So I started training with Brad. And then one day, he was like, you know what? The best boxing coach in the country is actually from this city. And I knew who he was talking about because anytime I told anyone from Windsor, where I was living and training, that I boxed, they always ask me, do you know Charlie Stewart? Do you know Charlie Stewart? No, I've never met him. Oh, okay. So he's like, let's go and meet Charlie, and we'll see if he wants to train me. I'm like, why would he want to train me? I've never even sparred. Like, I hit the bag, I skip, like, I learned these punches, I hit pads, I haven't even sparred. Like, how do you know if I'm even good? Why would he want to train me? He trains the best boxers in the world. He's like, I don't know, we'll go and talk to him. Okay. So we went to his gym, it was on the other side of town, and I walk in there, I'm expecting, other athletes to be there training, and I walk in, the gym is really quiet and creepy. There's just this one coach waiting there, and he's scary. He's big, and he has this look on his face, and his eyes just kind of like burn into you. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is Charlie Stewart, I guess, okay. And he kind of looks at me, and he's like, put your gloves on, get in the ring. I'm like, all right, nice to meet you, okay. So I put my gloves on, I get into the ring, and he comes in, he has his hand pads and body protector, and he has me, throw some combinations. And so I'm throwing them as best as I can and trying to impress him to make him want to train me. And he's not looking impressed at all. He's actually looking more scary than when I first got there. He looks like I'm probably wasting his time, right? And I'm thinking, he's coached the best boxers in the world. Why would he be impressed with me? Like, so I'm trying to sit down my punches and really put together fast and have good technique and do all this kind of stuff, and he's really not looking impressed. I'm like, wow, I just wasted this man's time. He's like, he takes his pads off, and he's like, all right, we're done. Okay, I don't really know what to say. I'm like 17 and scared out of my mind. And he's like, where do you live? I just wasted this man's morning. I'm not telling him where I live. I'm not telling him where I live. I'm about to give him an address of one of my cousins or something. And then I'm like, okay. I told him where I live. And he's like, I'm gonna pick you up tomorrow at 5:30 in the morning. Don't make me wait for you. 5:30 in the morning. I was 17, right? 5:30 in the morning. I didn't see 5:30 unless I was up all night. 5:30 in the morning, we're gonna meet and we're gonna come train. Yeah, don't make me wait. Okay, all right. So I laid in bed pretty much and with my eyes open, making sure I didn't fall asleep and miss the alarm. I was waiting for him in the morning. He came and got me, took me to the gym. We trained every morning that week. And at the end of the week, he was like, "I have a question for you. I need to know so that we're on the same page. Do you want to be a good boxer or do you want to be a champion?" And before you answer, let me explain to you that if you want to be a good boxer, you're going to like me. We're going to be friends. We're going to get along. I'll make you a good boxer. You'll win some fights. The other kids in your school will know. Don't mess with Mary. She's a good fighter. We'll get along. That'll be great. If you want to be a champion, you're going to hate my guts. He was honest, right? You got to appreciate that. He was honest. He's like, you are going to hate me if you want to be a champion. Because I'm going to make you into a champion. And it's not going to be easy. And it's not going to be fun a lot of the time. I'm going to push you beyond your limits. You're going to do things that you didn't think that you could do. And it's not going to be easy. So think about that and then let me know. And I thought about it. And I was like, well, I don't really know you anyways. I don't care if I hate you. So I want to be a champion. And he's like, okay. And let me tell you this, he was not lying when he said that I was going to hate his guts. At one point, he started having us train at 4 o'clock in the morning. It was absolutely insane. We would go to the gym, we'd do our sprints. I'd be puking in the back of the club before we'd come in, glove me up, and be like, all right, Mary, you're going to go in there and spar with this guy. And his brother. All right, okay. So basically, I'm going to get beat up before the sun rises. That's fine. And he yells at the guy, he's like, hey, where's your friend at? Are you kidding me? Seriously, 3 of them? I'll take on 3 of them. All right. That's what we would do. I would leave here in the morning with fat lip, bloody nose, sometimes black eye. But he was training me to be a champion. And it was hard. It was hard. But the day came that I had my first fight, I felt like everything was worth it. I'm going to actually tell you guys a secret. It was very lucky that I had the first fight that I did because my confidence just went out the roof after this fight. I had this opponent from, I'm going to say London, but you guys have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Ontario here. Anyone from Ontario? Okay, so like one person.